I'm YB. YB Lovad.
Whitey?
Short for Y-born. Not my idea, of course. What'd you get saddled with?
I wasn't saddled with anything. It's Coraline.
Caroline what?
Coraline Jones.
Coraline is the story of a young girl, 11, 12, stubborn, skeptical, curious, who is forced to move along with her parents out of her comfortable life in Michigan to this divided up estate house in Oregon. And in her dreams, she's led to this door by glowing jumping mice. And in her dreams, the bricks are gone, and through that door she discovers her other mother,
Mom?
her other father, and this whole other world where a better version of her life exists.
And then she realizes that the other mother wants to keep her.
When you've learned to be
And that's where the trouble starts.
It is an unbelievable level of artistic, genius. All these craftsmen who can create these puppets and move them frame by, tiny bit by tiny bit, and how it's all shot. I mean, it's magnificent. So to get to be involved in that is so wonderful.
I honestly am so still taken aback by the costumes because they're like everybody's clothes just totally miniaturized, and the teeny gloves and the teeny sweaters and the vest. It's so amazing that somebody can actually sew those, and they have to put the wire and everything so they move. And I think that's probably what struck me the most was the wardrobe, and also what goes into just making the model and the silicone and how they move, the eyebrows raise and the chins move and everything. It's incredible.
The people that are on the team, we've got people from a jewelry background, we've got people who are painter illustrators, who are designing, when they're at college, a lot of illustrators just sit there and design characters all day long for stories like Coraline. So when you're actually able to paint those in 3D, it's great. And it's the size of a normal illustration. All we're doing is putting an illustration into a 3-dimensional object. And the hair people, they're people that want to work on a small scale. So it's all, the detail might seem a little overwhelming. We take it in our stride because that's what we're here for.
Seeing the handcrafted sets and the characters and Otherworld, which is such a magical place, you're gonna see like a lot of sights that are just like really beautiful and that pop out at you, and it's gonna be just a really great visual experience.
Absolutely everything you see on the screen, somebody's made. Every blade of grass has been painted or built. Every tree, they've got rooms where they're painting trees. And everything, if we see it, they've made it, and they've made it at, tiny, tiny scale. But it's the idea that everything has to be made, everything has to be thought out, everything has to be designed and signed off on. It's astonishing.
They say even the proudest spirit can be broken with love. And, of course, chocolate never hurts. Like what? They're cocoa beetles from Zanzibar.
I want to be with my real mom and dad. I want you to let me go.
Is that any way to talk to your mother?
You aren't my mother.
For me personally, Joy, just seeing it up on the screen, but it is sort of creepy, and it's it's animation. You're not expecting to be creeped out quite so much, but it is sort of weird, so it's very cool.
The whole premise was interesting, because it's also so intricate and so completely clever that at best, it's just this wonderful fantasy. You really get swept up in the fantasy and the imaginations of these creators that give us a wonderful thrill ride.
It's genuinely a film that the whole family can go to, I think, because there's all sorts of levels in it. And there's a good properly frightening things for kids, and there's a good level that adults can connect with as well.
The moral of the whole story is there's no place like home. It may be great out there, there may be wonderful stuff, but your real mom and dad, if they're good, they'll be really good to you, and you should trust them.